Now let's review a second way of adding information to your database. This time we're going to use the My Computer tab right here. Let's click here. Now some of you might not have a third tab displayed at the lower left hand side of your screen. That's because you do not have the rights, the authorizations to actually add information to your database, and right here your access type should read entirely passive member. That means that you can read information, find information, search for it, export it one document by one out of the database, but you cannot do anything else. So having clicked on My Computer, I have the full access member authorization, which means that I can add information. Standard member can also have the right. So I see my whole computer displayed right in front of me. This really looks pretty much like Windows Explorer. It actually works exactly the same way. So let's pick up one document, for example this Word document right here. Let's right click on it, select document, and this is what happens. I know this form, this has already been studied in the previous tutorial, so I'm just going to pick a folder. I'm going to pick a category. This is all random, of course. This doesn't mean anything, it's just to give you a demonstration. I'm going to call that doc2. I could add up a description, but I'm not going to do it. I could add keywords, same remark, I won't do it, I just keep it simple. And last but not least, we can see that the annexes list has already one entry. It's the document, the very same that we just picked right now. Here, that document appears here in the list. Of course, I can add other files, I can add a URL, but let's say this is fine with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to click on the OK button and just I'm going to check that everything happened like I wanted. So I'm going to double click on the new folder and just check that, yeah, well, that's exactly what I planned. Doc2 has thus been added to my folder, new folder. There are no description, no keywords, and of course no comments yet, just the title doc2. So that's a first way of proceeding. Now there is a second way of creating documents one by one using the My Computer tab. So let's go back there and let's pick more than one file. Let's, for example, right click on PDF file, click on the control button and select logo 3, and just to make it more interesting, select a third document, which would be, for example, this one. There we are. Now here we have selected 3 files: company, an Excel file, a picture, and a PDF file. And what we are basically going to do is right click, and now instead of having document in the singular like it was before, we have documents in the plural, and we have the choice between multi-document and multi-annexes. We are going to explain in the next tutorial what multi-document means. Right now we are just going to choose the multi-annexes possibility. So let's click right here and see what happens. Well, what happens is pretty easy to understand. We have the same form that we are now used to. Create a new document, we pick a category. I'm going to choose another one again, let's call investment. We pick the folder, we choose a title, let's call this doc3. We can add a description, we can add keywords. This time the annexes list is filled with the 3 files that we picked from our computer immediately. So let's click on the OK button and check if everything is fine here. Well, it is. Our third document has been added to the database. If I click here, what I see is that the 3 files that were selected on my computer have been added to the document. So here we are. In the next tutorial, we are going to study another way of importing massive amount of data in just one operation.